Okay, so I have another guest. As you know, I don't know for how long this is going to be a thing for me, but we'll take it one step at a time, right? This person I have here is a she may not agree, but she's a media girl. I am humble to say that I have watched her growth to an extent, and then the way she's going, the way things are happening with her, I don't know if I'll still be in the best position to watch her grow and all of that. But I know she's heading to somewhere great. This is not to pamper or to it's not sweet words. Sometimes when I look at the trouble that a lot of people go through, challenge, crisis, I can tell how great their future will be. I've seen that play out in real time. All right, so I have a few questions for her. First, she has to introduce herself. Whatever she wants to say, just take it from her. And then I ask her a few questions because of the purpose of the video. And I sure hope you'd like it. All right, Matthew Maximize. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow or share. And when you do that, there's a way the algorithm works. YouTube helps to share the video to other people. The video will actually be beneficial too. All right. So to my invited guest, your name, where are you calling from?
Okay, thank you so much, Maximize. I think I have to use Maximize here now, so I'll not call you what I used to call
Okay.
it. Okay, hello everyone, and my name is Toby Ogunkoya. I'm a graphic designer and a writer. Yeah, so that's all I would say.
Oh, how many books thus far? One.
Well, I have one that has been published.
Published. Okay.
Then the second one, I should have published it, but I'm a bit held back because of the title I give the book. And I'm still looking for the best topic or title to give it, but that title is still what is coming to my mind because it has something like what I learned from the Yahoo boys.
Oh,
And I was not a Yahoo, neither do I have them as friends.
okay.
But
Okay. There's something I'm supposed to have spoke about since last year on my video casts, and it has something to do with Yahoo Inside. I don't know why I held it back.
because
I think I
I
get.
don't know how to just publish that. I've written the manuscript, everything is ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are living my dream. I've always longed to publish. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Because of that, because of the fear of I don't know what, I've been doing lots of reading, and I'm using reading to console myself so that when I'm ready, and I think it's all lies, but when I'm ready, I'm sure it will come to pass. So, Toby, the moment of truth.
Okay.
This is not a court. I'll give me a Bible or something to swear by, right? So, how's life treating you?
Um.
You can take your time. It's a video.
Okay. In the normal life, like the normal Nigerian youth settings, I would say it's not fair. But for the religious mind,
Okay.
I would say it is fine. It is well.
Religion allows you to say it as well.
Yes.
No, let's talk from the first mind, the first perspective. It's not fair. What do you mean by it's not fair?
It's not fair in the sense that there is this Twitter post or tweets that I've read sometimes that says that if you are born in Africa or if you are black, life has won you like 1-0.
1-0.
You're not born in Nigeria, that's like 2-0.
2-0.
Then your parents are not really like
Wealthy.
very wealthy like that, that's
Well-to-do.
3-0.
3-0.
Then you're now the first child.
That's 4-0. So that's 4-0 to you like that. That's 4-0, right? 4-0 to same year. Wow. I have the same story. Whoa. All right. I'll talk about. Well, I'll put a video up here that speaks about the privilege you have. You didn't know you had that privilege, but something what thankful for. But damn, 4-0. All right. People. How have people been? How have they been treating you? How have they been treating you? Does it seem like to avoid them or run away from them or not push them away somewhere?
Okay. This question is actually
Okay.
in two phases, because I would say that I'm currently right now in a phase where I'm transiting from the former kind of Toby to another kind of Toby. So if it was to be the former kind of Toby, I would have said people are people didn't treat me fair, or they didn't like me, or they didn't want me, or they didn't love me, something like that. But with the state or the stage I'm in right now, I wouldn't say that, in the sense that I would say that I'm the one that gave people the way they were able to treat me. So it
Okay.
is the way I presented myself to them that made them treat me that way. So that's
For some reason, I like the way you answer that question. You come from then and now, actually. Now, to make it more interesting, can we travel to the den? I know it may not be easy for you, but I want us to visit the den.
okay.
Toby, this is just for record.
Okay.
You're a very emotional person, right? Yes or yes?
Yes.
By emotion, I mean you tear a lot easily.
So well.
So well, all right. Now, it means that even if the what made you tear up is not as big in quotes, but
Even happiness will make me cry.
beautiful. All right. So when we go to sad moments, I don't know. You may not remember many, but are there times where you had given up on life?
Yes.
And is there any moment you want to share with us?
Okay, let me start with, you say I should go back. So I'll just go back a bit to where it almost ended before I go down. So
Okay.
the time it almost ended was 2020, after the lockdown was lifted. Then I got a job. Then getting the job, before I got the job, I was in debt of some things and all. Then I was in something called somewhat relationship, which was not a relationship. So while I was trying to settle the debt, the how will I call it, the somewhat relationship had to get defined, and I was told it was not a relationship from the beginning. So my grandfather, that happened to be someone that usually pacify me, give me hope and all, I got the news that he's late. Then I was just there. So my boss had to keep complaining at work that, Toby, you this girl, you're smart, you're this, you're that, what is wrong and all. One particular evening, I just wrote the resignation letter, and I went to tender it to the secretary that I'm done. And she was like, do you know that what you just did? The salary, the month is about to end, salary and all, you will not be able to get your salary. I said, I don't care. And the funniest thing is, I don't have any money on me that particular evening.
I mean, you were in debt.
Yeah, to go home. So right from here, Bank Road, trekking down to Mission Jano, I was just going home straight.
Okay.
Then getting home, I'm this kind of person that I don't really relate with people like that.
Please, permission to describe what she just said. Trekking from here to Mission Jan is like Amsterdam Field for those who watch football. It's like going from one pole to another and back. I think 3 times. Whoa! Oh, no, don't worry. Just continue.
Okay, so on getting home, my landlady is this kind of person that she has already been used to me that I'm always locking my window and I'm always locking my door. So I used to have iPo at home, like very, very well.
Ipo.
Yeah,
To
wash
watch
my
plates,
whites,
okay.
to wash the toilet. So I was like, okay, so this is a pretty time to just end everything and let's just get out of this place. So I put the hypo down inside the cup, and I was now trying to think about everything and all. And then I just remembered something that my grandmother used to say. She usually say it in Ijebu, so I don't know if I can say it the exact way she would say it. She would say, "I'm kukwaraka," and like I'll just try to say it in English what it means. She will say that in our clan we don't die a shameful death. That if you want to die, you would rather sleep and you would die, and people would bury you honorably. So I was now thinking that, okay, wait, I'm this kind of person that, one, my landlady doesn't know if I'm indoor or not because my window is always locked.
Okay.
So definitely, if I should drink this iPhone now, my landlady would not know. She would think I've been going to work and all. So definitely, it will be the stink, the stench of my corpse that would make people to know that I am no more. And then nobody will be able to get me. So they will have to go to NYC Secretariat to start finding my biodata, looking for my parents.
Okay.
And before they would come and carry me,
it be like maybe 14 days.
Maybe I would have the kid, they just bury me, and my parents would just come and see where they buried me.
And that will not be honorable enough.
That was not honorable. So that statement just gripped my heart and no. Maybe I would die honorable deaths. I will not die in a way that they will be using cotton wool or stuff, people wearing gloves so that they'll be able to carry me. So that thought, I went to put it, I pull away. Then I don't just know how my landlady's son knew that something funny is going on with this girl. So I went to report to the mom that they shouldn't allow this girl to be staying alone. So since then, my landlady had to call me that, okay, you know what, you'll be staying in our place. You will eat here, you would sleep here, your apartment. If you want to go there in the afternoon, you can go.
Alright.
But for till the time you are going to leave this house, this is where you'll be staying. So I have to be staying with my landlady.
Wow. Now that experience has it been a frequent thing or was just a one-time thing?
Well, that experience was like the peak of it because I don't know what else to do. I don't know the solution to actually give myself in the sense that I think all of this actually stem up from the kind of childhood that I had. I actually my parents they got married. I was the first child and I enjoyed when they used to say that the first morsel enjoys the soup.
Okay.
So I actually enjoyed those love and affection, especially from my dad
Alright.
as a child. So the issue of second child, no second child, second child, no second child. My mom had kind of delay and my dad was pressurized to go get another wife and he left my mom and I. The house rent was due, so the landlady told us to leave. So my dad came, packed our things and said he's going to come back to pick us. So I didn't see my dad afterwards. So my mom and I had to start living in the church. Okay, my mom and I started to live in the church, and I felt she, the way she treated me, like I was a sort of a predicament, in the sense that anytime I asked for my dad, she would just slap me. That she slaps me. She just makes me feel weird. So I was not like, what exactly is going on? These are the people that I stayed with. My parents made me fast. Like fasting, I got to know how to fast from them till around. This period. I've not gotten to like 5 years old, and I can remember all of this.
Wow.
Yes, so I can remember all of this. So staying with them when they parted and all was just the church that we're staying was wooden and we sleep on benches. So we had to pack benches. So the time came, the pastor said they want to renovate the church from wood to brick, that people living in church would have to vacate. So at that point in time, my mom and I again had to separate. So I started staying with another person. And this person, I don't know if I would say she hates me so much in the sense that whenever I come back from school, she just lock me inside. One thing I just know that period is I don't attend extra lessons. I don't have home tutors, but I used to come first in class. So people are always wondering that this girl. So that gives my mom this kind of hope that whenever she wants to go and keep me somewhere to stay, because I've been staying with different people. I guess all of those kind of lifestyle brought different because I have like stamps of different family, different people I've lived with, and so I have their culture, I have their lifestyle, all of them in me are so trying to now shed everything away is a kind of so whenever my mom wants to drop me somewhere, she would tell the person that they will ask her about la mama call assignment. Now I said earlier that all of this happened even before, like around 5 years, 6 years old. So my mom would say, don't worry, she is brilliant. She will sort herself out. And I'll go to school. If you know Alagboli very well, I stayed at Alagboli. My school is around Ajayi Farms. Even if I know some people might be saying this is weird. You can't be at that age and remember all of these things.
It's weird.
I
Can't
think
remember less than 7
I
for
would
me.
remember that I would rather say that I grew up too early. So my retentive memory was kind of heightened.
Okay.
So I remember my primary school, the school I was attending then, I attended Lanyo Academy, I attended Bolarinwa. I don't know if it is primary school. So it was my teacher that used to take, because there was a time I had to also stay in Akute. It was just a long way till my grandfather was like, before you and this girl, do not even like, my grandfather had to say, okay, you know what? Come back home if your husband is not ready to take you and your child.
Okay.
Because after that, my mom did not want to go home, so that I not be like a marriage field
And then she
all
left.
of that.
She's come to stay with her parents.
Exactly. So I had to come back to stay with my grandfather, where I continued my primary 2 education till my JSS 3. Then that was when my daddy came. to say he's sorry for putting us through those periods. And the lover birds that so continued their love story while I carried on with the bag and packages
Wow.
of their situation. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that led to me seeking love and attention. I had this confidence growing up because I stayed with my grandfather, and I'm this. I don't want to call myself Omadugo, but I'm Omadugo positively in the sense that everybody knows me. I have to be the brilliant girl. You already know I'm always taking first in school and everything. So everybody knows me. So that confidence that everybody knows me, I'm brilliant, I'm this and that.
But something was missing, the love and affection, right?
Exactly. So
Which you got when you were a baby. You now needed more.
yes, something like that.
Because you were starved of it for a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now this question is dangerous question though.
Okay.
But while you were living with different people, different culture, were there any moments where you were getting maltreated from your gender? Because I'm sure the women of the house are usually looking like they are maltreating children. They are not someone who is not their own children. But if you get maltreated from any male gender, any sort of sexual abuse,
That one was not even when my parents separated. You know when your parents are not always around and they will have to keep you with someone. Okay, I'll be coming back shortly. So there is this particular family friend that she's always.
hold up. Is this a story you want to tell to the public?
I've been saying it and
All right, let's go.
So it's happened that the guy actually raped me, and I know even though it was rape, but he told me that I shouldn't say.
That was less than 5.
Yes, that I shouldn't say. I could remember the gown I wore. One of my favorite pink gown. It has polka dots. Yeah, it's polka dots.
Whoa.
So he told me that if I should tell anybody that I would die. So because of that, I didn't tell anybody about it. So the other form of something I would call abuse was that even at that age when they parted ways, I was staying with someone and the person would ensure that I wake up very early in the morning. I would wash our own baby. Like it's like as if me I'm a baby. I'm washing another baby's.
Oh, you're already trained.
I'll wash another baby's clothes, I'll wash the plates, and I'm still looking for a time that I'll go back to Alagbole to look for my teacher in Bolarewa because she's always the one coming to Akute from Bolarewa is close to Ojodu.
Bega?
Yes.
Okay.
So coming from that area every morning by 7:30, I must have been at the bus stop. Then she'll pick me to school, to and fro. I don't know if my mom is paying now. Maybe I'll say at my mom for that story if she
Okay.
pays at that time. But I know that I must ensure that I'm always at the bus stop by 7 so that I'll be able to meet with my teacher and then she'll take me to school. So that's another kind of abuse that I think.
Okay. You've been strong. All right, there are many teachers I would really like to praise because there was a time in my life I was thinking about it that I think there's always this lack of wholesomeness when a man rises to a point of success and he wants to give credit to people in his life and the only thing he gets to say is to just thank those who are currently around him. Where he says, I want to thank God. I'm grateful for my wife. If not for her, I would not be where I am. I like that. But let's change the paradigm. Though you cannot thank everybody, but let's be grateful to those who taught you even when you had no sense. Those who stood by you when you behaved stupidly, when you were foolish. All my primary school teacher, all of their names I still remember.
Exactly.
There's this particular one, she taught me the Yoruba language, Iaife. When I heard that the woman had passed on, I felt bad because I had that in mind that once I become big, I'm going to take care of all our children. This one was teaching us extra lessons. I know my mom paid her, but she did it extra. She did us like she was our mother. I cannot forget. And a lot of other teachers who were my secondary school teacher. I remember one teacher here, biology, Mr. Inyo, secondary school. He dedicated a Saturday. I mean, that was outside of their teaching time. Teaching time was just Monday to Friday. He dedicated a Saturday, brought all of us to school from morning, early in the morning, because he understood that people learn faster or better in the morning, right? So he taught us all there is to learn about skeleton. And this is in 2000 and, if I'm not mistaken, I got admission at university 2009, 10. So this is probably 2004 or 5 thereabout. And I still remember many things about the bone. So a lot of teachers with different awards, my business. study teacher, my intro social technology, so that this video does not stretch more than normal. Everyone deserve an award. Even those who maltreated me times past, they made me stronger. They made me become a better person. Several families, several traumas while growing up, and yet because we're overcoming them, we're becoming better people. A lot of people are seeing us as good now. They didn't know the things we battled, right? They didn't know the things we battled, and that's some serious thing. Now, I don't want us to major on the rape. I'm sure because you've told a lot of people, I'm sure you're healed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still see the boy right now. I don't know what would you do at this position.
The issue is I can't even recognize his face, but I still know his name. Because the day I was telling my mom was struggling to remember. I said, like, what even made that to?
Well, how old was that boy? If with you, the difference.
Adult. He's an adult.
But did your mom, like as a female child, female to female, did you check to confirm if you're still okay?
She didn't notice anything.
Now,
I didn't tell her that time.
Okay,
I told her when I was 16. The guy told me that if I should tell anybody, I would die.
You die, okay.
So that fear was in my mind. So what even made me tell my mom was, that church we attended, they'll say, if you're a virgin, come outside and carry this thing. Okay. So I'll now be like, hey, God, no. I'll not want to come outside because I don't know if I'm a virgin or not.
You mean church?
Yes. So that day I got to my mom was like, this is not the first time, this is not the second time the pastor will say, so, and you've never stood up. What is wrong? What is going on? I just busted that. When we're staying at social place, you used to take me to social family house, and she was like, she just had to shut up. She was not asking, okay, how did it happen? When? Where? How? I was like, I gave her all the details. I said, the house is at the back of Blanio, my school. I still don't remember. Close to Mommy Peter's house. Hey, my mommy is still, I don't know if she has remembered today. Okay. Maybe as of today she has remembered. But as the day I was telling her, she has not remembered.
Wow. All right, Tobiloba. This happened when you were less than 5.
I asked her that our wood was high when we were living at Alabu.
Okay.
He said I was around 4-5.
Okay. Well, medically speaking, Mr. Tobiloba, you're still a virgin, if you medically speaking. However, it does not deny the experiences you've gone through, and this should help a lot of young girls. Anyone threatens you this way, what do you think they should do? I mean, fear of death. Should they walk up to just find anyone? I mean, you can't just talk to anyone so that it matter. I remember a young lady walked up to me one time, told me of this experience. Do you know, the problem was not even that the guy threatened. The problem is when she told the parents lashed out on her. The parent asked her if she had told anyone. And then she told them yes, which was me. They had to tell her not to have anything to do with me no longer.
Yes, because people don't.
And I forced her to tell her parents.
People don't always want to talk about rape. Even myself, I don't want to talk about, I don't used to talk about it before until there was this particular lady, she's a pastor now, who was gang raped by 8 guys one day.
Whoa.
And she narrated her experience on Facebook.
Okay.
I was reading it and I was crying. Like she said she shut herself out, maybe for 4 months or for 4 years, I don't even know. So I got strength from her story. So since then, and the reason why I had to start saying it was because it led me to, whenever a guy asks me out, I know all these relationship books I've been reading that you must be a virgin before your husband marry you, so that you'll be respected, so that you'll be this, so that you'll be that, so that the guy will not think that maybe he married
a saint and then you are not.
Exactly. So that's what they wow. You know what, please though, are you going to love me like this? I was doing that so age and blah blah blah. So ever since that lady said that thing, she's happily married. If you will take me like this, no problem. If you will not take me, you can. I don't need to beg you anymore.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Virginity is not the only yardstick that dignifies a woman, not even a man. Your hymen may still be intact, but you may still be sexually active. 100. Your hymen may still be intact and you're still a terrible person. So terrible that you lack social skills, you lack interpersonal relationship skills, you lack empathy, you are bad. You have lots of baggages and you're just bad. But yet you still have your hymen. This is not to look down on virginity, but to tell you that that is not the only yardstick to show that you're a human being. A human being. That's for a fact. You can go and debate it. And I like your comment in the comment section below. All right. Toby, I think you'll be in the best position. The last person who came to the show was telling us out that we all need human relationships. Because sometimes one of the ways to avoid being suicidal is to have someone you can talk to. Even if the person will not prefer solution, but someone who can listen to you. Do you think it's true? Or have you had those kind of people and yet you're still suicidal? Or you entered depression?
That part is, I don't know how to say. Maybe it's in two ways. Because first of all, what I've discovered so far, especially with the fact that I had the suicidal thoughts or action almost happening, it's not that I I don't have people. It's not that I don't have influence, as at least to some certain extent.
Yes, ma'am.
At least I had the opportunity to serve as a coordinator in the fellowship, and people look up to me like, "Ah, Toby, you are." But what would make someone to be suicidal, to be depressed, is not really lack of people. It's basically lack of belief in yourself. If you don't know yourself, if you don't love yourself, no matter the external love that is coming towards you, you would bash it out.
So this question, I want to reach out to core members, yeah? For certain reasons. NYC is this 1 year compulsory paramilitary training every Nigerian graduate, university graduate has to go through. And so during their service, some of these guys, I have reasons to interact with them because I get them trained on photography. So many of them, they are at the point where they just want to not invest that 1 year, they want to, in quote, spend it as they like. They want to spend it on their sensual activity. They do not care. It's applaudable because they're adults. They should know what they want. And along the way, many find sense of purpose. I see when it's like 3 years close to that rounding off of their service, then it dawns on them. Many now think that they wasted that 1 year, and many immediately wants to invest the remaining 3 months to in something. A lot of people wallow in that wastage. A lot of people move ahead. And what pains me more is many of them after that 1 year, after 1 year service, they reach a point of reckoning where they feel they've wasted the entire 1 year. Entire 1 year where you can learn a craft, a trade, grow your skills, be better. And then virtually all of them, maybe save a few, enter into this depression easily because they don't even have all of the skill needed to market themselves, to fill up their CV, to be employable. And then they feel, I'm empty. What should I do next? So I want to ask you, what advice do you have for someone who is going for this compulsory 1 year exercise, who is already into this service, and who will be leaving soon to better their life?
That's three questions.
It could be one. It could be an answer that would address everything.
Okay. For those that are just going for their NYC, I would advise that you be intentional about what you want, and let's be positive. I used to be this antisocial when I was in university, and I felt it actually affected me. So my becoming outspoken like this and all started when I actually had the mindset that no, this NYC that I'm going for, I would participate in things. I would ensure that I just mingle with people and I get the best from it. Even though it wasn't really the everything changed again because of the abusive stuff that was behind. So but I could still maximize it to some extent. So I'm already using the name. I could still maximize to some extent in the sense that I network as much as possible, especially in camp. I participated in activities, and that made me have the opportunity to be posted to the state capital, and it got me a lot of exposure. And that was even another reason why I could stay back after my service year.
How many years already?
It's about 3 years.
3 years, okay.
Yeah. So I could stay back afterwards because I was able to meet with the youth that are indigent in the state, and they accommodated me at least to some extent, and I'm growing. So for those that are already in, because I think I fall into those three categories. For those that are already in and then they how will I put it? They were almost getting to the end and just realized that, oh, I've not really done a lot and all of that.
Yeah.
There is still hope. There is still hope in the sense that every day is a new day. Every day is a new beginning. As you are listening to this or watching this video, it's actually like an option or an opportunity for you to have a new start. So just take to yourself, think, have this self-reflection. What exactly do I want to do with my life? Then from there, you can maximize. I don't know how I keep using.
No, just keep using it for the purpose.
You can maximize the remaining 3 months. For the people that are still in service and they are close to the end and you're feeling like, oh, things are already almost ending, you don't know what to do, this is a new opportunity for you as you're watching this video. So have a self-reflection, like what exactly do I want for my life? Then not just that, try to look for books on self-development. Because right now you are now an adult and no one is ready to start pampering you or giving you that guideline or mentoring anymore. So that is the reason why all these people, they wrote down books that can serve as an invisible mentor for you, and you read through their lifestyles, their life. Just look at people that inspire you and get their books and read. It will enable you to channel. If it is maybe you want to become a career person, look for things around career. If it is business you want to do, look for things around business. And for those that are just want to, first of all, if you are having the mindset that I want to come for NYSC to come and
Flex,
if that is your goal in life, it's no problem. I know that the best way people learn most times is by experience.
By their own experience.
Yes. So I've learned and I'm now sharing. It's only few people that takes the experience of others. But when you learn by yourself,
it stays
longer and you will learn.
Alright.
Exactly. So if you are this person that you are positive that, okay, I want to really make good use of my service here, make plans towards it. Okay, be intentional. I want to make friends. You see, I've been planning that I'm going to match. I even had a plan that I'm going to join the band. But that's one of the things that seems to pain me. I'm trying to forgive myself that I did not join band.
Forgive me.
I'm trying to. But I actually joined I joined the parade. I planned that I'm going to join the parade, and I did join the parade. So have plans on what you want to do. Ensure that it is something that by the time you are done with your NYSC, you look back and you'll be like, oh, yes. And if you also want to be like me that always come and share story, like I supposed to, but I did not, you can, but it's just like time wastage. So you don't have to be redeeming time.
Alright then, Tobi Ogunkoya.
Yes.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
And we love her, right? Okay, so for those who are done with service here or you're in a stage in your life, maybe you're late 20s or early 30s, and you're so confused about what career to pursue, I want to tell you this. A farmer who waits for the perfect time before he sows will not sow anything, right? Yeah. So pick one thing and pursue. Adults will always say that some of the things that gets to them as old people is the regret of things they wish they would have done but they did not do. Yes. Right? So you don't want to be in that category too. Pursue, overcome, overtake whatever it is and made of. Martin Maximize, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Alright, Mr. Ogunkoya, I'll be leaving all our handles below in the description section. Follow up on Instagram. She's a media tech guru. So you will learn one or two from her. I'll see you guys next video. Thank you. Bye.